When a man reaches his 60s, the body has already gone through decades of change, and one of the most personal shifts he often notices is in his sexual health. Now, I want you to imagine this. Waking up in the morning, stretching, and realizing that those strong, natural erections you once took for granted are no longer there, or they're weaker, inconsistent, and less reliable. For many men, this becomes a source of quiet frustration, even embarrassment. And yet, what if I told you there is one simple vitamin that can quite literally switch the body back on in the mornings? Stay with me, because I'm going to explain why it works and how it can change the way you feel every single day. You see, men in their 60s are not old men. You are still in a stage of life where vitality, energy, and even intimacy are deeply possible. The issue is not that the body is broken, it's that the body is often starved of the right building blocks. Decades of stress, dietary shortcuts, medications, and lack of sunlight add up. And when it comes to sexual health, one vitamin stands out as a game changer: vitamin D, often called the sunshine vitamin. It's not just for bones and immunity. It has a direct role in testosterone levels, blood flow, and morning erections. Think about this for a second. The reason you used to wake up every day with strong erections in your 20s, 30s, and even 40s wasn't magic. It was biology working perfectly. Testosterone was high, blood vessels were responsive, and nerve signals were sharp. But when vitamin D is deficient, and more than 60% of men over 50 are deficient, the chain reaction breaks. Testosterone begins to dip lower, blood flow becomes sluggish, and the signals that trigger morning erections simply don't fire the way they should. Suddenly, what used to be automatic is now inconsistent. Here's the hook. Restoring your vitamin D levels is like flipping a light switch inside the male body. Research shows that men who optimize vitamin D see measurable improvements in testosterone production, stronger morning erections, and even better overall energy. This isn't hype. It's basic physiology. Vitamin D receptors are found in the testes, in the cells that literally produce testosterone. When you're deficient, those cells go half asleep. But when you replenish the vitamin, those same cells wake back up, pumping out more of the hormone that fuels male vitality. Now, I'm not talking about some miracle pill that works overnight. This is about nourishing the body with what it has been silently craving for years. Imagine getting consistent, restorative sleep and waking up with energy, not sluggish, not tired, and feeling the return of those natural morning erections. It doesn't just boost confidence. It sends a powerful signal that your body is still alive, strong, and ready to perform. But here's the shocking truth. Most men in their 60s assume that weaker erections are just a normal part of aging. They accept it. They stop asking questions. They stop looking for solutions. And that's a mistake. Because while aging is natural, deficiency is not. Losing erections because you're missing a vital nutrient is not getting older. It's simply a correctable imbalance. And when corrected, the difference is often dramatic. Picture yourself in two scenarios. In the first, you continue as you are. Low energy, poor sleep, fewer erections, maybe even less interest in intimacy. In the second, you give your body what it needs, and within weeks you feel sharper, stronger, and those natural morning signals come back. Which version of yourself would you rather live with at 60? Vitamin D is so powerful because it also improves blood flow. Erections are nothing more than blood entering and staying inside penile tissue. If blood vessels are stiff or inflamed, the process fails. Vitamin D reduces that inflammation, supports flexible arteries, and allows blood to surge where it's needed. Combine that with the testosterone boost, and suddenly the engine is firing on multiple cylinders again. And let me tell you this, morning erections are not just about sex. They are a marker of cardiovascular health. Doctors like me look at them as a sign of blood vessel function. If you're not waking up with them regularly, it can be an early indicator of heart trouble. By improving vitamin D, you're not only restoring sexual health, You're protecting your heart, your brain, and your long-term energy. So if you're in your 60s, the question isn't, should I accept decline? The real question is, what small steps can I take to bring my body back to life? Vitamin D is at the top of that list. A daily habit of optimizing it could mean the difference between quietly fading or living this decade with pride, confidence, and the return of the most natural signal of male health, your morning erection. When a man reaches his 70s, he often carries with him decades of wisdom, resilience, and experiences that no younger man could ever match. But let's be honest, alongside all that wisdom, there are also physical challenges that begin to creep in. And one of the most frustrating for many men is the disappearance of those natural morning erections. Now, some men shrug it off as just aging, while others quietly worry that they've lost an essential part of their masculinity forever. But what if I told you that even in your 70s, your body has the ability to respond, to wake back up, and to surprise you with the kind of vitality you thought was gone for good? Here's the truth. Erections in your 70s are not impossible. In fact, they are very possible when you understand the root cause. The single vitamin that I spoke about earlier, vitamin D, becomes even more critical at this stage of life. Why? Because your body is not as efficient at making it from sunlight as it used to be. Your skin is thinner, your metabolism is slower, and most men over 70 spend less time outdoors. That means deficiency is not just likely, it's almost guaranteed. And when vitamin D is low, testosterone dips even further, blood flow becomes weaker, and the very system that produces morning erections goes into hibernation. Now let me give you a hook to hold on to. Studies have shown that men in their 70s who correct vitamin D deficiency can experience not only stronger erections, but also improved muscle strength, sharper memory, and better balance. Think about that for a moment. We often separate sexual health from overall health, but the truth is, they are deeply connected. Morning erections are not only a sign of male vitality, they are a window into how well your entire body is functioning. Here's what happens behind the scenes. Vitamin D doesn't just support testosterone, it also reduces calcification in the blood vessels. As men age, calcium tends to deposit in arteries, making them stiff and narrow. That's one reason why erectile problems are so common in the 70s. Blood simply can't flow with the same force. But when vitamin D levels are restored, the body reduces that calcification, allowing blood to move more freely. The result? A healthier cardiovascular system, and yes, a better chance of waking up with those natural morning erections that remind you your body is still alive and responsive. But there's something else. At this age, confidence often takes a hit. Men who don't see erections anymore begin to lose faith in their masculinity, even if they don't talk about it. They may avoid intimacy, not because they don't want it, but because they're afraid their body won't respond. And that creates distance in relationships, loneliness, and even depression. Here's the hook. By giving your body the one nutrient it is silently starving for, you can rewrite that story. Imagine the emotional impact of waking up one morning in your 70s, realizing your body has responded again, naturally, without forcing it. That's not just biology. That's dignity, confidence, and hope. Now, I want you to picture two men in their 70s. The first accepts decline. He tells himself it's over, that intimacy belongs to the past, and he stops trying. Over time, his body slows down more, his energy fades, and his world becomes smaller. The second man decides to fight back, not with harsh drugs, not with gimmicks, but by fueling his body with the very vitamin it needs. Within weeks, he feels stronger, clearer, and yes, those quiet morning signals return. Which man would you rather be? And here's something very important. Morning erections at 70 are not just about sex. They are about circulation, oxygen delivery, and overall survival. If you're not getting them, it's not only about masculinity. It's about your health. By restoring vitamin D, you're not just reigniting intimacy, you're literally protecting your heart, your bones, and your brain. That's the hidden power of this one vitamin. So if you're in your 70s and you felt that decline, remember this. Aging is inevitable, but decay is optional. The body will always respond to the right fuel, no matter the decade. Vitamin D is not a magic pill, but it is one of the most powerful levers you can pull. Give your body what it needs, and you may be shocked at how much life, energy, and vitality are still waiting for you, even in your 70s. By the time a man reaches his 80s, society often tells him that his best days of strength, energy, and even intimacy are long gone. But let me stop you right there, because that belief is one of the biggest lies of aging. The human body, even in its 8th decade of life, has an astonishing ability to respond when it is given the right nourishment. And for men who miss waking up with natural morning erections, the truth is simple. It's not always about age, it's often about deficiency. One vitamin in particular continues to play a starring role: vitamin D, the sunshine nutrient that directly fuels testosterone, blood flow, and the natural rhythm of male vitality. Now, let's be real. In your 80s, you may not be chasing the same pace of life you did in your 40s or 50s. But that doesn't mean you don't crave energy, intimacy, or confidence. In fact, many men in this stage of life feel the loss of those natural morning erections more deeply than ever, because it feels like a symbol that the body is finished. But here's the hook. What if those morning signals could return, even now? What if your body could still surprise you with strength you thought was gone? That possibility isn't fantasy. It's rooted in science. You see, the older we get, the harder it becomes to absorb nutrients from food. The gut is less efficient, the kidneys and liver are slower, and the skin produces very little vitamin D from sunlight. That's why men in their 80s are often the most deficient of all. And yet, this is also the group that benefits most dramatically from correcting it. Studies show that restoring vitamin D in older men doesn't just bring back testosterone and erections. It also strengthens bones, reduces falls, and sharpens the brain. Think of it as recharging a battery that everyone assumed was dead. Here's what's fascinating. In your 80s, your arteries and blood vessels have been